then you're going to make somewhere between $5,000 and $6,000. Okay, $5,000 and $6,000. We got Miss Linda who's on here. I think she was on here. She may come back. She might. No, she's on here. Miss Linda got to 10K. She hit 5K, hit 10K. She got the double bonus, everything. Miss Zelda Marshall hit 10K out of Maryland. And they both did it in less than 60 days. Okay, with our system in place, that's what we're getting ready to pull that up, what our goals are. But I wanted to first go over what the simplicity of the system is. Get a new person to get 30 names and numbers, learn the 2 questions and ask them. We're going to go over the 2 questions tonight, and then do a 3-way call with those 30 people. If you can get them to go through half of them, you win. Okay, to go through half of them, you win, because you'll get them to 5K and they'll win. All right, so now let's go over what the meat of the system is. This is the meat of the system. That's the simplicity. This is the meat. Uh-oh, hold on one second. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. So now this is the meat, these 4 steps. And here's what I will tell you. This is what I've learned. Okay. I've learned that if you don't do it, your team won't do it. Okay. If you won't do it, your team won't do it. If you do it, you will develop a team that will do it. And this will earn you well over $10,000 a month. Now, I don't tell everybody that. I'm telling y'all that now. But I don't tell everybody that. You see me train on this a lot of times. I won't tell you. If you notice, it says 4 steps to go, and look at the $ in front of the 10, right? So that's 10K. That's 10,000 a month. If you duplicate this, all right? But minimum, it'll get you to 5K, right? 5K. 5K is the key to this entire comp plan. Because if you help a person earn their money back and make a little profit, you just bought you 90 days. They'll stick and stay to make more. Okay. All right. So let's go over this. So let's talk about step 1. So when a new person get in, we want them to be a product of the product. And I call this the faith step, because people won't go on auto-ship unless they have faith in themselves. Now, I'm going to explain that when I get to that bullet. But the first bullet says, buy your favorite products, get a testimony, and share with sponsor. Reggie Haskins, you on here? Not sure if you're in position to talk. This might be Bible study night. All right, I'll ask somebody else. Let's see who all's on here.
I'm on here. Yes, I am.
Reg, you on there? Okay, Reg, tell me what's a couple of your favorite products and why?
Well, the SILAS is a favorite product.
Okay.
It energized me, and also I can see a difference in my skin.
Yeah.
Loving the skin. And also, man, the roll on, the pain, it relieves pain immediately, as well as the sample packs. They relieve pain immediately. And you want me to keep going? And
yeah, give me one more. Give me one more.
I'm
gonna tell you why this is important, guys. Give me one more.
The Super 7. Oh man, I can run around the block about 5 times with the Super 7.
Dude, I got my Super 7 yesterday, man. I think I went through half the bottle already. I was out for a couple of days, but I got 7 bottles in now, brother. I'm ready. I'm good.
All right.
All right. Now you see the slash. It says get a testimony and share with sponsor. Reggie, do you have a testimony?
I do.
Give us one of your testimonies.
Testimony. Okay, well, this is one too that just recently the SILAS I could tell you that my mom, she not only with the pain relief that I sent her with the drops and the roll on, but with the SILAS, she gets up and do some amazing things now, things that she was doing. Now, my mom is about 87 years old now. And she would, mostly relax throughout the day because of Like, I don't like to give it any power, that arthritis pain,
Right.
like that. But however, now she gets up and do so much. And she say, I take that CV every morning. I get up every morning and make sure I get my scoops in. And it's amazing on how it just made a change over her life. And she always called me and thanked me for sending her that product.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Now, a question: have you shared that testimony? Have you wrote a testimony and sent it to your sponsor? I'm your sponsor. Have you sent me your testimony?
Oh, yes, I sent you the testimony about the pain relief in me.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes,
So
sir.
you've done that first bullet of being a product of the product.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
So
sir.
you must believe in these 4 steps.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And by the way, Reggie is a 5K. He's in South Carolina, and very, very proud of you for completing that first bullet. Now, the second bullet says, set yourself up on proper product. Oh, before I go there, Nigeria, you have a testimony? Would you like to share your testimony?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Absolutely. Share with us your testimony and tell everybody
OMG, Silas. I just have to say that first, okay?
I know that's right.
It's my first time hearing about this. I heard it from my Aunt Hamida today and Bridget. I could not believe it. I tried it. I have arthritis off and on for like 5 years. It comes and goes. With this COVID, I have gained some pounds. So the weight on my knees start cracking and throbbing. My auntie said, put it on me. Not even 5 minutes today. The pain was gone. I couldn't believe it. I was dancing and everything.
I know that's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And guys, so, you know, that particular testimony is something I want y'all to understand when I talk about flooding the market with your samples. The more you get these samples out, and guys, I got to tell you, make sure you're putting your labels on. We're going to cover this a little later, Reggie and I, but make sure you're putting your labels on. It's so important, so important. So people, not just the people you give it to, because I know the people you give it to know you, some of them, but your samples will wind up in other people's hands who use it, and they're going to want to know how to get more. Okay, I'll tell y'all a story in another company that I did later, but I set this sample system up because we're going to have coffee next month in January, and the coffee people going to be able to drink coffee and drink their pain away. This is something I brought to the table with the company. We're working on it right now. But I created a sample system in another company for the coffee. We're going to utilize that here, but we get to practice with the pain because the pain cream works instantly on everybody. I've never met one person that didn't work instantly. So you got to have faith in it and get it out. Okay. So now, second bullet says, set yourself up on proper product replacement. Now, most network marketing companies call this auto ship. Now, the reason I call it proper product replacement is for this reason. Think about this. Everybody, even if you decide to be a customer and not a distributor, all right, we all understand replacing product that we buy. Think about this. How many of you wait till your toilet paper run all the way out, or do you replace that product ahead of time? You don't let it get to the last row and run out, right? We replace that product. How many of you replace your toothpaste? You know, you buy toothpaste, maybe an extra 1 or 2. When we run out, all we got to do is reach in the cabinet and get it. How about milk? Do you let your milk run out all the way, or do you replace the milk? So we understand proper product replacement. So every single person that I sign up, I talk to them about the advantages of getting on auto ship, or what I call proper product replacement. Now, here's the advantages. Number 1, you get an additional 5% off your products if you go on auto ship. So they take 5% off those products because you're on auto ship, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, all right, within a 31-day span, if you do not buy product, and let's say you're supposed to earn a check this week, and you forgot to buy a minimum of $47.47, all right, then guess what? You're inactive and you don't get that check, okay? Now, I will tell you that you only want to experience that one time. Now, company don't keep your money. I mean, if you go back and get active, that money's still there, but you might have had, you know, a bill to pay on that day or plans, and you didn't get paid that day. And then you got to wait to the next pay period, the next week, before you can get it. So you don't want that to happen to you. So it says minimum $47.47 a month. Put yourself at least on one. Now, I would tell you, building a business, that's not proper product replacement for me. And for my leaders, I tell them that you should be at least taking the Ultimate Vitamin and the Super 7. You could get $40 off of that, right? $40 off of that if you order it and put it on auto ship, right? You should at least be taking those. All right. When you if you're not in our chat, our Team Faith Walk chat, make sure your sponsor puts you in there, okay? And you get in that chat. And because we put a lot of valuable information in there, I Googled the 7 superfruits in Super 7. And then with those 7 superfruits, it tells you everything they help with. I'm talking about from everything. Diabetes, with high blood pressure, high blood sugar, with arthritis. I mean, everything. So make sure you're on those 2 products. Then I say the CelluV. Everybody needs to be on the CelluV. Every single person that hears the sound of my voice, you're going to start seeing things happen. All right. Everybody's different. So I don't want to tell you what will happen for you. Let me tell you what happened to my wife. 5.5 years ago, she was wearing, shoes with her toes out. She stomped her big right toe so bad, it looked like somebody took a hammer and smashed her toe. That's how ugly it looked. It was all crumpled up and nasty looking. And, I'm a person like to look at cute toes. I didn't want to look at them. I told her she had to go to the nail shop. Sorry about that. We might have some Chinese people on here. I told her she had to go to the nail shop and get some acrylic. They put this little acrylic over it. It's like a fake toenail. And then they polished it and it looked like your real toenail. So she had to do that for 5.5 years because her toenail was bent down in, didn't even grow. Her toenail started to turn black. She gets on this CelluV. That was for 5.5 years. Her toe was like that. Never grew out. She gets on this CelluV, guys, and in 3 weeks, it looked like she was just born, like she had a brand new toenail. It's now growing. She can polish it herself. It's smooth. I can't explain it if I hadn't seen it. But the CelluV, we got to be taking this. I told you about that article 2 months ago. If you Google glutathione / the name of the virus, I don't call it by name, but if you Google that, you'll see where they're talking about how low levels in glutathione is partly the reason for people who are catching it. They're finding out in every single person that caught it, every single person that died, their levels of glutathione were very, very low. And that comes from oxidative stress. So we want to get on proper product replacement. I'm on the Ultimate Vitamin Super 7. I'm on the CelluV. And then I get one other, product. And of course, with my wife, with her sciatic nerve, I make sure we keep the roll-on, we keep the drops. So I do those. So my auto ship is like $158. Not telling you to do that. Minimum, you got to have at least, I squirted this out by mistake. Let me sit this down. You got to have at least 47. Let me grab a towel real quick. Hold on, everybody. All right, so what I do is when I sign a new person up, whether they're a customer or whether they're a distributor, right after I sign them up, I take them back and I tell them the benefits of auto ship, but I pull it up or tell them to put it up. Let's get you on auto ship. Very important. So let me ask the question, who on here is on auto ship? If you're on auto ship, you can say I am, or you could type in the chat. Very important if you're going to build a business. Curtis, you on it? Bridget's on? Absolutely.
I'm on it.
Absolutely.
I'm on order.
Absolutely.
SILAS.
Yes.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Hamida has a testimony about the Super 7.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Amita. Share your testimony with us.
Yeah, so as Bridget had been giving me samples of the pain medication, I've been the muscle relief. I've given it to people. I don't have pain, so I really hadn't had the same experience as everyone else.
Right.
But she brought me a bottle of the Super 7 over maybe a week ago, and if those people that know me, I'm not a morning person. When I wake up in the morning, I need at least an hour and a half for oxygen to get to my brain before I can talk, before I can interact. And so the last 3 days, I've popped up at 5 a.m. This morning, I got up, I washed 2 loads of clothes, mopped my kitchen floor, and got my mom bathing up by 7 a.m. I
Come on.
That's amazing. Never happened. Never happened
I
before.
exercise in the morning. I haven't exercised in 10 years. I've been doing maybe 2 or 3 sit-ups, not a whole lot, but
That's all
some
right. That's a
every
start.
day. So I just want to say that my energy level is increased to a degree that I haven't seen in at least 10 years. And I'm really pleased with that product.
Oh, yep. So the 2 products that's going to give you the energy you need is the Super 7 and guys, Celluv. Celluv, take it twice. You can take it once a day. I take it twice a day, right? It's a superfood, so you can't overdose on it, right? And you talking energy with those 2 together. Sometimes you guys, you'll see me do a presentation. I'll be off the chain because I done took about 4 or 5 Super 7s and did a big king size glass of the Celluv right before I got on. Yeah, and it will energize you. Nadira, to answer your question, why don't call the virus by name? Because there's life and death in the power of the tongue. And the more people speak about it, when speak its name, it gives it power. So I don't call it by name. Everybody else does. Enough people calling it by name every day. When I say the virus, everybody knows what I mean. But that's the reason for that. All right. So let's keep on. So you understand, very important to keep people on auto ship, to keep them on product replacement. I'm going to share with you at the end of this why, but I'll just give you one clue. That's your residual income. Okay, that's your residual income. And the thing about it is, if the products work and you keep people on it, they want to be on it. It's not like when they get this product inside of them, the different products, they'll see all of them work. Even the weight loss, man. I'm telling you, y'all start doing the weight loss products with the Extreme Shake. The Extreme Shake tastes like you're cheating. Okay, it's a vanilla shake, but it's got ashwagandha in it. And what ashwagandha does is it fights belly fat. That's the leading product to help you lose weight in your gut. And it also has prebiotics and probiotics in it for your gut. A lot of things that happens to us is because we have things going on in our gut that we don't even know. When you keep a healthy gut, you keep a healthy body. Okay, so set yourself up on proper authorship. Now, the next bullet is write your why and team goals. Now, your why is very important. You got to know why you're doing this. And I know a lot of us have heard this in every network marketing company. Your why, write your why. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you. If your why does not make you cry emotionally, if there's no emotional attachment, then you won't stay in the business long enough to make the kind of money you want to make. It's got to be something. Some of you may have heard this before when they tell you to go to the gym and work out. They say no pain, no gain, right? Well, we're motivated by 2 things. We're motivated by money. We're motivated by, money, and we're motivated by pain. Pain motivates us to change. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people have gotten comfortable with their level of pain. They've gotten so uncomfortable being uncomfortable, it doesn't bother them anymore. I tell the story. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this story, but, me and Sherlyn, when we lived in Richmond, I had a next door neighbor, Spanish guy named Jose. And one night, about 11:30, my wife wakes me up and she said, "You got to go next door. Jose dog is howling." And I could hear his dog, "Ow, ow." And I was like, "Baby, just go back to bed. The dog will stop howling." He never did. For 20 minutes, just kept howling. So I had to go knock on Jose's door, say, "Jose, man, what's wrong with your dog? Can you bring him in the garage or something? I mean, he's really howling." And I said, "What's wrong with him?" He says, "Oh, man, he's sitting on a nail." And I said, "Sitting on a nail?" I said, "Why won't he get off it?" He said, "Because it don't hurt him bad enough." Now, the moral of that story is a lot of people are unhappy with their situation of how much money they make. They're unhappy with their jobs, but they're not willing to do nothing about it. So we got to understand that if you find that burning desire, there's a book called Think and Grow Rich, and that's usually one of our audio books. But in Think and Grow Rich, he talks about having that omnificent, obsession of wanting to change your life, having that burning desire to make your why a reality. But first you got to find out why you're doing this. Are you doing it just for some extra money? Okay, great. Are you doing it to change your life? Are you doing it because you believe in it? A lot of times when you first start, your why is a little different, but as you really learn the business and learn what's going on, that why evolves. That's why I tell people you got to write your why often, and then you got to read it often. Otherwise, we'll go back. See, one of the things about humans, we're creatures of habits, right? So if we're creatures of habits, what happens is when things start to change or things start to get hard, we go back to our habits. Bob Proctor calls it paradigms. We have paradigms that we're used to, so we go back to those paradigms, and then we'll stop or we'll quit or we'll just, oh man, it's too much. I don't want to do that. We have to overcome that by having a strong enough why. Miss Linda, do you know why you're doing this business? Why are you doing this business? What's your reason for doing this business?
I absolutely know why I'm doing this business. Why I want to be did you want me to tell you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Tell me why you're doing this business.
One, because I decided that I'm going to leave an inheritance and a legacy for my children. Buy myself a new house. You all seen my new house.
I've seen it.
Okay. That's my new house. Buy myself a new house to be able to earn $100K every month, because I know how to do it in a year. But I just said to myself, if I did it for a year for the corporations, I sure can decide to leave a legacy for my children and do the same thing in a month for myself, because it's possible. And especially when I take a look at the system and the numbers, that there's nothing stopping me, but it would be me. So, do you want me to continue with my why?
Oh, no, that's good. That's good. Let's hear from somebody else. Zelda, why are you doing this business?
Yes, sir, Mr. King. I'm doing this business because, number one, I want to retire my husband and myself within the next year to 2 years, and work full time with CTFO to help my grandchildren with their college education, and just to do some of my goals and dreams with the resources that's going to be readily available to me.
Oh, that's right. Bridget King, why are you doing this business?
I'm doing this business for several reasons. Hold on. Let me get rid of the echo.
Okay. Becky, you gonna be next.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I got 3 reasons. Number one, I have a 91-year-old mother who has worked tirelessly when she could to not only take care of me and my siblings, but also to take care of a lot of her grandkids. She did what she could when she could. And now I just want to be able to do extraordinary things for her that she's never had done in her life while God is still allowing her to be here with me. The next thing is I'm planning to retire in the next year, but I have a lifestyle that I would love to maintain, because I love to travel, and I love to just share things with people. And I want to be able to do that without any question. And the last reason is I have 4 sons that have done everything I asked them to do. They went to college. They all have graduated college. And I raised them basically as a single mother. But that has left me with some student loan debt. And I want to wipe that out, not only for myself, but for them, so that they can go on and do marvelous things without having to worry about being in debt. And those are my
Awesome.
whys.
That's awesome. Awesome. How about you, Becky? What's your why for wanting to do this business?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Absolutely.
Yay!
Beautiful Christmas tree in the background. Yay!
Oh, thank you. I wanted to do this for several reasons. I've got 2 kids and they keep me busy. I have to go to work. I do 12-hour shifts, and so my schedule is on and off, and it's not structured. So I was hoping that maybe I could find something that I could do from home and be able to be around them and have more of a set schedule. And that way they can depend on me a little bit more and I can depend on them to be here, that kind of thing. And while doing so, to be able to make enough money and believe in the products and use the products themselves is kind of like a win-win. So.
Absolutely. And Becky, I just want to say, we really appreciate your service. I know you're a nurse.
Yeah.
And I know what's going on. I know you putting your life on the line every day. So we truly appreciate you. I know you show up to every trainings that you can. So
I try.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Definitely. Farida, why are you doing this business?
I'm glad you asked that question. My primary purpose for doing this business is because I want to help people that are experiencing pain. I have experienced pain since December 6th of 2006. And when I tried the product for the first time, Thanksgiving Eve, I was very, very impressed that I was able to take my pain level down so low. So my main goal, I've been retired since 2011. My main purpose for doing this is I want to help people. I know a lot of people that are suffering from pain. People are calling me, asking me, do I have pain pills? I don't have pain pills, but I got something else for you now, okay? So that's my main purpose. And I think the financial end of it is just going to be the benefit of it, you know, but my main purpose is I want to help people.
Absolutely. So everybody that's on here that's been on other trainings, y'all know my motto, right? We don't wake up every morning chasing the money. We don't even focus on the money. What we focus on is waking up every morning, seeing who we can help with their health and get out of pain. And if you do that, the money will chase you down because there are so many people out there that need help from pain. When you're in pain, you can't do anything. You want to just sit at home. You can't. I mean, and there are people working every day with pain, and you have the answer. There's a problem, it's pain, but you have the answer. Great question. All right, great answer.
I'm sorry, can I say something?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so maybe an hour ago, a friend of mine, Michelle, came by here and she was sitting at my bar and she said, sis, man, my shoulder is something wrong. My rotator cuff or something, my shoulder killing me. So I gave her a couple of samples. She said, Farida, does this work? I said, it absolutely worked for me. So let's see what it does for you. She said, man, if this worked, you know I'm all in. Okay, I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good. That's good. All right. So that last bullet on the step number 1, it says, write your why. And then guys, you need to be reading it weekly. All right. And then it says, and team goals. Now, here's our team goals. Now, everybody, I will say this. Everybody on here, you have individual goals. You have to figure out what your individual goals are. I know what my individual goals are, right? But we have team goals. Remember, everything we do, we want it to duplicate. So we have team goals. All right. So let me pull up the team goals. And this is in the training package. You'll get this. But see, when we get everybody on the same page, all right, everybody on the same page, we move faster, we build quicker. All right, so here are the team goals. You don't have to memorize them, they're in the packet. You will wind up memorizing them because we go over this stuff all the time. Right? Repetition is the mother of all learning. So you'll see me go over stuff over and over and over again. So here are the team goals. We have 3 team goals, but the first team goal has 3 parts. Can everybody see that on the screen? Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
All right. I don't have to make it bigger, right? Everybody can see that. All right. So the first team goal has 3 parts. The first part is to get a person to join for free and get a website with 30% off. Now, some of us, we've completed this goal. We've got other people to get their website for free and they can get 30% off. So that's the first part. The second part is to get them to buy a business builder pack or minimum buy product. $50 or more, all right? The minimum is $47.47, but I just say round it off to $50. So a lot of us have got people to do this. We've gotten them to, get their free website. We've gotten them to get their business builder pack. The third part of the first goal is to get them to rank up to 5K within 31 days. Now, when I first put the system together before I joined the company, nobody was hitting ranks here. They wasn't hitting ranks quickly, right? So when I think we had like 4 people, 5 people the first month do this, The company in the third week came to me and asked me what was the system I was doing and could I teach it to the whole company? And I told them respectfully, no. I want my team first to, let us build our team, and then I'll come back later and we'll share with the whole company. But the company been around 5 years, guys. We just got here. So I wanted to make sure my team benefited from this. I didn't want to just give this. And plus, another thing is your intellectual property. I always know this. All right. Your intellectual property, my intellectual property costs money. So, when the time is right, if y'all want me to teach it to the team, then it costs money. For my team, it's free. Okay. So the third goal is the third part is to get you to rank up to 5K within 31 days. Guys, this is so doable if you just follow the system which we're teaching you. Remember the simplicity of the system? Power 30 list, you write down 30 names and numbers. You learn the 2 questions we're going to show you here in a minute. And you ask those 2 questions and get those people on a 3-way call. Here's the beauty of it too. You're going to get this pack if you bought a pack yourself. And even if you haven't bought a pack, but you bought product, you'll get the 2 questions. You'll still get to do the Power 30 list, and you'll get this 4 steps. You won't get all of this I'm showing you, okay? All right, so the second team goal is to get to 10K within 62 days. How do you do that? Well, all you got to do is develop another 5K. Because if you're 5K, that's 5,000 in volume, you develop a 5K, now you're 10K, all right? And when you hit 10K, you get that $1,000 bonus is double, just like the 5K bonus is double, and you get $2,000 in bonus. You do this before, I believe some people are gonna do it before Christmas, all right? But you do it before the end of the year, those bonuses are still doubled. When we get to January, they're not gonna be doubled anymore. And then the third team goal is to get them to rank up to 25K. Now, how do you do that? Well, if you've developed a 5K, so you're 10K. If you develop another 5K, you're 15K. If those 2 5Ks develop 5Ks, you are now a 25K. All right. Now, just keep this in mind. You don't wait for them. Your goal every day, every week, every month is to develop more 5Ks. The more 5Ks you have, the faster your organization grows. All right. Now, these are our team goals, but let me tell you what our focus is. Our team focus is getting people to 5K, but we must get there first. Get the 5K and develop other 5Ks in 31 days. Remember this, guys. I don't care if you're in a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months. Never look backwards. Every day you wake up is a brand new day. And in a brand new day, you look forward. Your goal is to hit 5K and develop 5K. All right. So that is our team goal. Team goals. Again, that will come in the packet. All right. So now let's go back to the 4 steps. Let's look at step 2. Step number 2. So we covered step 1. Let's look at step number 2. Now, step number 2, this is the money step. This is where you make your investment back. This is where you earn your money in step 2. This is the money step, okay? If you notice, it says the work step, right? Step 1 was the faith step. And we believe faith without works just don't work. So you still got to go do the work. What is the work? This is the simplicity right here. The work is Power 30 list, okay? Now, we have forms that will come in your training packet that I created. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but let me say this. You don't need this form to write down 30 names and numbers, okay? I created a Power 30 list, but you don't need this form to write down 30 names and numbers. Just take a piece of paper and write down 30 names and numbers, right? But this form that I created, everybody, you make copies of this, you give it to your new person. And what it basically says is they put their name, their phone number, their email, and you tell a little bit about that person on the list. Oh, this is my next door neighbor, this is my cousin, we grew up together, whatever. And then if you notice, the last column says 4 pointers. Now at the bottom of this list, it tells you what the 4 pointers are. It says point number 1, they have a center of influence. That means they know a lot of people. Point number 2, they have a positive attitude, they get along with others. Point number 3, they have money to get started. Point number 4, they're coachable and trainable. Now, why in that last column after you've made this 30 list, do I ask you to put these pointers down? Here's why. Because if a person has all 4 pointers, you would put, all 4, or you could put 1, 2, 3, 4. If they have 3 and number 1, you put, 1 and number 3. But here's what happens. The people who have 4 pointers, you want to talk to them first because your chance of them joining is higher and your chance of them building fast is higher because they have a center of influence. They got money to get started. Once they see it and get it, they're ready to go. Okay, your 4 pointers is what I call your go-getters. Okay, if they got 3 of the 4 points, you talk to them next. The people with only 1 point or 2 point, you talk to them last, but you still talk to them because you're only 4 conversations away from becoming wealthy. They may know someone who knows someone who's in major pain, who knows someone who's a go-getter. Okay, so you write this Power 30 list. That's the first thing you do on step 2. It says make your Power 30 list. Okay, pull step 2 back up again. All right. Now, the next thing you do under step 2, and by the way, somebody asked me, other network marketing companies, they asked me to write 100 names and numbers. I said, did you? They said, no. Most people are not going to write 100 names and numbers. But if it's a go-getter, you don't have to tell them to make a list of more than 30. Like I wrote 10 Power 30 lists when I started, 300 names, right? Go-getters going to do that. That's why I put build your list as big as your dreams and goals, as big as what you want to do. But if we get a minimum of 30 names from everybody that joins and we get to talk to a minimum of 15 of those people, we build a huge team, okay, huge team. Second bullet says learn and do the P3SJ and then the PS3. So don't get confused on this. Let me explain. All this is the P stands for peak interest. We do that with the 2 questions. The 3 stands for a 3-way call, okay? So you ask the 2 questions, you get them on a 3-way call. The S stands for show your website. So the 3-way call is going to send them to your website, okay? And then they're going to tell them to join for free. So they're basically, the 3-way call is doing the heavy lifting for you. They're doing the work for you. Now, once you really get this down and you feel comfortable sending them to your own website, then we just do the PS3. You ask the 2 questions, you show them your website, and then you get them on a 3-way call. And the 3-way call is going to make sure they've joined. All right. But in the beginning, brand new people who's scary, who may have done network marketing before, who, feel like it don't work for them, who, they're afraid to really talk to their friend. All we want to do is teach them how to ask those 2 questions and get them on a 3-way call with you. So let me pull up the 2 questions, okay? And anybody that is not on our team, remember this, you just can take a picture of these 2 questions, okay? But I'm not going to send it to you, right? But just take a picture of it. You got your phone, take a picture of it. I call these the 2 questions that saves. The 2 questions that saves, okay? So while you're having conversation, while you're having conversation with somebody, your purpose is to ask them the 2 questions that saves. I got them on the screen right now. Everybody should be able to see them, okay? Get some water real quick. And the first question is, you talk to them and you go, girl, let me ask you a question. Do you or anyone you know at any time in your life have had pain anywhere in your body? And then I say like your back, your shoulder, your neck. And 100% of the people are going to say yes to that. Because if they're not in pain, I promise you, we all know some people in pain. We all do. The older you get, the more you know the people in pain. All right. So we know people in pain. So the answer is yes, on purpose. I put that question together so they had to answer yes. But you're going to run into some people, like Amita said, she wasn't experiencing any pain. This is why we asked the second question to bring it home to them. If there was one thing you could change about your health, what would it be? And they're going to tell you. Okay. Now, whatever they say, it doesn't matter. Your next thing to say is, listen, I've got a good friend I believe could help with that. Hold on a minute. I just want them to talk to you. Now that we've got the samples, because when I first wrote these 2 questions, we didn't have samples. I talked to the owner about getting them. They bought a sample machine and they developed the samples of the roll-on. That actual sample pack is the same thing that's in the roll-on, but in my opinion, it works even faster. So there's going to be a third question that we put in, and for me, I would tell you to leave it for the three-way caller to ask. But if you feel comfortable asking, I'm gonna put it on paper, but I'm gonna just tell you that third question is gonna be, you're gonna ask some people, and the reason I say leave this for the three-way caller to ask is because if you got someone who might potentially be a customer, you don't want to lose them by asking this question. But the three-way caller can ask it, because when they share what they're going to share about the company, all right, then they can ask it. But that third question is going to be, if there was a way, to earn money, I'm talking about get paid for giving away free samples of this product, would you at least want to know about it? And I'm telling you, 90+% of the people are going to say yes, especially after you give them a sample and they really love the sample. So I will tell you, this is working like a charm for us, just because people don't have to. It's simple. They don't have to learn a lot. They just learn these two simple questions. They ask it and they get people to you. We want them getting them to the go-getters. We want them getting their people to the people who are serious about making this money, and so we can help them make some money. Okay. So again, y'all can take pictures of this if you're not on our team, but this is something that will come in the packet. All right. So the two questions, powerful. Oh yeah, your dad made you read the book. Awesome. All right. So now let's get back to the 4 steps so we can finish up. So we understand the peak interest part is, asking the 2 questions. And Reggie Haskins, I'm gonna pick on you again. You on here? I know he got Bible study, so he's in and out. All right, I'm gonna keep it rolling until he comes back. All right, so now the third bullet under the second step is the BAM FAM from 5 to 7 exposures, okay? So now let me explain this, and I'm gonna show you the form that we use. Now, listen to me. In business, all business people track their business. They call it analytics. Remember this, in this type of business, the fortune is in the follow-up, because a lot of people are not going to get started right away. Okay. So let me show you this colors. If y'all can see this, these are color personality types. Can everybody see that on the screen? The yellows, the blues, the greens, the reds. Can y'all see that?
No.
Not yet. Okay. Sorry. How about now?
Yes.
Y'all still can't see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Y'all can't see it? Okay. All right. So now understand that everybody has a dominant personality type. We all have multiple personality types, but pretty much there's a dominant one in all of us. So the yellows, just look at the second phrase there. It says the yellows love to help people. Right? So when I asked Farida her why, what was the first thing she said? She's in it to help people with their pain. You see that? So the yellows love to help people. The blues love to have fun. In fact, if it ain't fun, they ain't doing it. That's why I call our opportunity presentations, I call them WOP, webinar opportunity parties, right? Because the blues, they love to have fun, okay? If you look at the greens, it says they want to know all the facts. Green's gonna ask you, they're very analytical. Miss Linda, you got me on a 3-way today with the young lady, really sharp young lady. But she said several times she want to do her own investigation. She want to do her own. She gonna call out, the FBI. She gonna find out the facts, right? It's green personality, and then red, show them the money. If you show them the money, you ain't got. Hey, if it product works and we can make money, let's go. Okay. Now, why do I tell you all these personality types? Here's why. Because when you get into business, whatever personality you are, and the reason you got into business, we assume that's the reason the person get into business. Like in my early career, when I used to get in, I was getting in for money. I had a family to feed. I had made a decision I was going to do this full time and learn it. I got in the business, I needed to make money. So when I talked to people, I was talking to them about money because that's the reason I was in. But see, in network marketing, you got to have a tiny focus, T-I-N-Y. That means their interest, not yours. But you got to know what their interest is. So if I'm talking to a yellow, I become a yellow. I call myself a chameleonaire. You guys know what a chameleon is? Chameleon becomes the whatever area they're in. They turn into that area so they can blend in anywhere. They can camouflage anywhere. So I become the person I'm talking to. I find out what color they are because here's why. The yellows and blues make up 85% of the people you're going to talk to in network marketing. 85%. And they need 5 to 7 exposures. What's an exposure? A 3-way call is an exposure. A webinar is an exposure. You asking the 2 questions is an exposure. A training is an exposure. All right. So these are different exposures. Yellows and blues need 5 to 7. So when we do the PS3, we're doing 3 exposures. When you pique interest and get them to us on a 3-way, that's 2 different exposures. When we send them to your website, that's a 3rd exposure. When we tell them to join free, if they do it, that's a 4th exposure. If we got testimonies, we tell them that's another exposure. All right. So just remember, see, look, I don't try to overcome any objectives. I don't try to get people, salesmen, most people who are top earners in network marketing are not salesmen. Because if I sell you in the business, I got to sell you on doing the business every day. I ain't got time for that. I expose you to the business and let you decide when you're ready, but I keep my pipeline full. Okay. So yellows and blues make up 85%. They need 5 to 7 exposures. The greens, they make up 12% of the people you're going to meet. So 85 and 12, that's 97%, right? Greens make up 12. You got to get 10 to 12 exposures when the green. So when you identify green, just keep giving them information. Let them do their due diligence. When they get ready, they'll be ready. Okay. They'll be ready. If they allow you to keep following up with them, they're interested. If they're not, they'll stop you. So what? You're a decision collector. Always in my mind, I'm like, tell me yes, tell me no, but tell me quick because I got to go talk to somebody else, right? I just want a decision. Doesn't matter what it is, all right? And then the reds, they only make up 3% of the people in the world. They're the go-getters. They're the ones that they're going to figure this thing out. Whether I have a system, anybody has, it doesn't matter. Once they get it, they got it, and they're going to go get the money. They only need 1 to 3 exposures if you talking the right language to them. So you can't be, a red talking to a yellow about money because it's like you speak English, they speak Spanish, they don't understand. That's why you got to learn these personalities. Now, the last thing with this bullet that I want to teach, okay? The last thing with this bullet that I want to teach for tonight is that we have something called the sponsor tracking form. Now, this is for you to recruit more people quicker if you use it. Now, I'm going to tell you this, most people don't use it, okay? But it works. And not only does it work, when I put this together, I put it together because remember, the fortune is in the follow-up, all right? But if you don't know who to follow up with, all right? So here's the sponsor tracking form. You're going to create a notebook just for this. You get you a 3-ring binder, all right? And you're gonna get the plastic cover sheets that you can get them from the dollar store, 20 sheets for $1, right? And you slide these 1-sheeters that I send you in training, you print them out, slide them in there. You're gonna have your training binder, and separate, you're gonna have your sponsor tracking form. Now you make multiple copies of this, okay? And because here's what this does. Again, remember, big business people, all right? And you should see yourself as the CEO of your own online health and wellness wholesale wholesale company, and you track your numbers. So so like I create my Power 30 list, which is separate. Yes.
Shopping company.
Shopping company. Thank you, Miss P. Absolutely. Miss P has always got my back. For those who don't know, that's like my second mother, Miss Gloria Pimpleton. By the way, Miss Pimpleton has been in and out of the hospital twice since we joined this company. And the last time she went in the hospital, the day she came out, she was on training. And she ain't playing with you. Miss P is, well, how old are you, Miss P? Like 67, 68?
Yeah, that's close.
I know that's right. But anyway, thank you, Miss P, for having my back. All right, so here's how this works. I got my Power 30 list, but everybody on my Power 30 list don't go on this sheet. The only people go on this sheet are the people you talk to. So let's say you talk to John. So his name goes here. And then if the power phrase is the 2 questions, did you ask him the 2 questions? If you did, you put the date there, not a check. All right. If you notice, if you go up top, it says peak interest. These are the way we peak interest. Show the business. These are the way we show the business. 3-way call. So if you sent them to a webinar, then you put the date that they got on the webinar. And then I know some of you go, well, man, it don't take all that. I don't need to do all that. You don't. You're absolutely right. If you want to make, $500 to $1,000, $2,000, you don't need to do this. But I'm telling you, if you want to make the kind of money, 10 grand or more, that'll make a difference in your life, you must track your numbers. Because if you track your numbers, let me give you an example. So there was a good friend of mine in another company that I taught this to. And he had never made money in network marketing. He had been in network marketing 10 years. First time with me. So he did this. And so after 4 months, I remember us on the phone, him having a discussion, said, Mr. King, I've done everything you told me to do, and it's just not working. I did the tracking I've tracked for 4 months now, and I'm still not recruiting people. So I flew to California to spend a weekend with him. This was back in 2012. I flew to California to spend a weekend with him because I wanted to see what he was doing and what he wasn't doing. So I asked him to show me his tracking form. So he gave it to me. Now, when I opened it up, there was nobody in the 4 months that he had 4 exposures. Remember I said you got to have at least 5 to 7 exposures to the yellows and blues, 10 to 12 to the greens, 1 to 3 to the reds if you're talking money. Pretty much all his exposures was 2 and 3, right? How do I know that? Because the dates that he put in here, he might have piqued their interest, he might have got them to a webinar, but he never did a 3-way. 3-way is the most important one. It's the most important one. That's why now we got you piquing their interest and taking them straight to the 3-way. So I looked at it and I said to him, look, you haven't got your 5 to 7 exposures. I said, have you identified when you're talking to them what color these people are? He had mostly yellows and blues. Remember I said 85% of the people gonna be yellows and blues. So here's what I did. This was a Friday that I flew to him. On Saturday, we called 12 of those people, right? And I took them through 3 exposures, and I set a book appointment for only 5 of them to come and sit down with me. 5 of them. And they came on that Saturday. There was only 4 to 5 that came, all right? But now I piqued their interest. I showed them a video, right, before they came to me, and I did a 3-way call with them. So that was before they came. They had 3 exposures. When they came, I did a presentation. So that was a 4th exposure. I did the pay plan separately because I would ask them if they wanted to make money from home. Every one of them did. So that was another exposure, right? Then I showed them my back office. Why did I do that? That's an exposure to see what's possible, how much money you can make. Guess what? I signed up all 4 of them, all 3. I signed up 3 people on that Saturday. The next Sunday, we got 4 more people to say they were going to come. Only 2 out of the 4 came. We signed up 2. He signed up 5 people in a weekend because we got more than 5 to 7 exposures. If you don't track, you're not going to remember. You're not going to remember who you've exposed. So I'm just telling you, if you're looking to make just a little money, don't use it. If you're looking to make serious money, the sponsor tracking form, I created this in 2008, and it's still working today. Still working today. All right. All right. So that is, let's go back. That is under step 2. Okay. We're under step 2. And the last thing I'm going to cover under step 2 today, and then we're going to cover step 3 and step 4 on Saturday. Okay. The last thing I'm going to cover is, it says get associates with product replacement script. Now, I created this script. You could call it a sales script if you want. But here's the thing. If you get a new person, you want to get them making money fast, right? Now, every one of them ain't going to recruit. They ain't going to give you people. That's just the nature of the beast. But everybody can do this product replacement script. So here's the script right here on the screen. And again, when you get this packet, it's all in there. All right. So I created this script. Very simple. Wherever you see a line, you put a person's first name in it. Person love to hear their first name. John. Small talk for a few seconds, then get to the purpose of the call. John, the reason for my call is that I just got involved with a free health and wellness online wholesale shopping club. Now, I know that this script works exactly the way it is. You can say it exactly the way it is. But here's the thing. I don't care if you modify the script. The only thing I care about is the results, that you use it and you get some sales. Because if you get sales, you need customers. All right? Customers we get paid off of them too. And some of your customers, I've already had this happen, are now in business with me. They started off just wanting to be a customer. Now they're in business. Now they're doing the business. So you read through this, right? It says, I need your help and support, right? Then it says, I would love for you to become one of my preferred customers by buying 1, 2, or even 3 of my backed by science health products. If you like the products, I will show you how to get them for free. But if you don't like them, the company has a 60-day empty bottle money-back guarantee, and I will never ask you to buy from our company again. Will you support me and help me? Now, here's the thing. A lot of us, you may not talk in this language, right? So use the language you talk in. Doesn't have to be exactly this. I know if you say exactly this, it works, but you don't have to say exactly this. But what is the end result? You want customers. You want them to buy 1 or 2 or 3 of your products, because we know if they use the products, it's going to work. It's going to work. All right. And then on the second page, I just got the most asked questions. First one is, what are your products? You just say we have over 80 plus products with 8 world-class product lines. And then you could go right from that and say you can join for free, get 30% off when you shop, and get your own website so you can check out all the products. The other most asked question is, how much does the products cost? You tell them the product cost range varies, but you can join for free, get your own website with 30% off, and check out all the products and prices yourself. Thank you for supporting me. This is called an assumptive close. Thank you for supporting me, and I appreciate you for making a commitment to help me out by buying some products. Now, I stay on the line. I send them my link. I say, hey, I could buy from you for here, or I could walk you through how to buy it. Which one would you like? Bottom line, end results, you want customers. Okay? I'm going to do this live on Saturday's training. You're going to get to hear me live while I call some people. I'm going to call about 2 or 3 people. But the bottom line, guys, you can have calling parties with your team where, you say, let's call, let's see who can get 10 customers today. Let's see who can get 5 customers, and make it fun. Maybe give away some free product to the person who does the most. All right. But getting customers is getting volume. Getting volume is getting you paid and getting your team paid. All right. So any questions at all? We're going to stop at just step 2 today. We're going to do step 3 and step 4, which is really, it's step 3 and step 4 is really quick. And the reason it's quick, I don't have to go into showing you all those other things. But any questions so far on anything that you've seen so far? All right, no questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
This is Amita. Okay.
Okay, Amita.
So you know that I am legally blind. I can't read your
Yes.
training. I have
Yes.
I've come to these trainings so that I can hear everything you're saying, and
Yes.
all the forms and all the things you have. I don't read or write. I listen. Like
Okay.
that's my greatest strength.
I know that's
So
right.
is there a way that we can automate these tools? Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, but
Mhm.
just something to think about because I can see it on a phone. Like if I
Right.
have, I
You see
have
it
it
on
on
the
a
phone?
device.
Okay.
I can
All
see
right.
it. I can see it on a tablet, but I can't
Okay.
see like written paper or write
Gotcha.
anything down. And
Gotcha.
my thought is, code every customer red, green, blue,
Right.
yellow, and then it tells you do 7 or 5 or whatever,
Right.
and
I
I
got you.
get reminders to do it.
Well, so I tell you this, you and I can work together to figure it out. I am recording. I record every training, so I'm recording so people can hear it again
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, I
but you and
appreciate
I
all
can
the
figure it out.
YouTube videos and everything. That's
Yeah.
helped me a lot.
Yeah. you and I can figure out how to automate it. I got some other people on here who are talented in that area of
Very good.
the computers and stuff. So we'll come up with a way to definitely do that. And I will say this: so the simplicity. So how can I say this? The simplicity of this system is the writing down the 30 list, learning the 2 questions, and then getting people on a 3-way, right?
Yeah.
So those people, as they get in the system, and we teach them this, there may be a way that if we keep your people plugged in and they see this and learn this, and then maybe someone can help you with the just writing of it.
Right.
But I think if we put our heads together, you and I, we could come up with something. We'll figure out something that'll make it simpler or easier for you. Is Miles on here? I want to see if Miles is on here. Is Miles on here? Can anybody see? Let me see if he's on here. I don't think he made it. I wish he would have made it because he needed to hear. Did y'all hear can anybody hear the key thing Hamida said that Miles need to hear? Who can tell me the key thing she said that Miles need to hear? By the way, Miles is legally blind too from diabetes, right? But our whole goal is we lift Miles up because he's constantly looking at that and talking about that as a hindrance.
Yeah, so I work with I got a big family, and half of them are on this call. So, teamwork make the dream work. They'll help me figure it out, but for me, my issue is speed,
Right.
Speed for me.
I wanted Miles to hear you say what you just said. You said you are legally blind, but that is your strength. She said it was, did anybody hear her say that? That was her strength. Whereas Miles thinks that's his weakness. And you can't think that way. So I wish you would have heard that.
But you're going to be a victim or a victor. I choose to be a victor. That's all it is. I'm going to be a victor.
And by the way, guys, Hamida is a go-getter. So all of y'all who, were talking smack before about, you go beat this person, just be careful. This young lady here don't play. Don't play.
Oh, I'm going for the gusto. You already know.
By the way, everybody, she just got started today.
Thank you.
She just got started today. Everybody, give her a hand. welcome to the team, Hamida.
Thank you.
Welcome.
As a matter of fact, I found out our team is the only team right now in Houston. So, man, we get ready to take over. All right, so I'm gonna leave step 3 and step 4 for Saturday. Step 3 and step 4 is very simple. The explosion step, if you want to explode your money, step 3 is the explosion step, where we work with a calendar, we book it out. We have, the key to this business is having, you plug everybody into the webinars we do, but when you start having your own private ones, and I'll come do your own private ones, you could use the recorded videos we got until you get, ready to do your own. But the bottom line is you get people to a webinar, you do a presentation, at the end of it, you get them to move, you get them to sign up, you get them to become a customer, get their free website, and continue to do that. That's how you explode your business. And when you get new people in, you get them to do their own, and you come do it for them, or you get me to come do it for them. But the more WOPs, I call them WOPs, right? A WOP is a webinar opportunity presentation, right? It's just like a Zoom presentation, but I call it a WOP. When we used to do home presentations, I used to call that a HOP, home opportunity presentations. When we did presentations in hotels, I call that a BOP, business opportunity presentations. And when we whopping and hopping and bopping all over town, guys, that's when our business will explode. So let's at least WOP right now, since we can't go in those other places right now. Let's at least WOP. So that's been the presentation for tonight. Any other questions by anybody before we go? All right, I'm gonna leave y'all with this one tip. Your goal is you got to get your team on the trainings. The person that has the most people on the trainings will duplicate the fastest. All right, and you got to tell people you got to stay plugged in. I know I see some people on trainings and some not. We have our trainings range anywhere from 18 people to 38 was the highest we've had. We got to get more people trained so they duplicate the process. You as a leader, you got to make sure you call your team. Even if you don't get a text message, every Monday, every Wednesday, 8 p.m., we have a training. If you look in the chat, it's always posted in there. All right. So have a great evening, everybody. God bless. We'll talk to you real soon. Hey, Pastor Grant Greer, how are you, sir? Bishop B from the AZ. What's up, Bishop? He jumped off. God bless everyone. Hello, Leslie, how are you? Oglevis.
Hi, Mr. King.
How you doing, young lady?
I'm fine. Thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Awesome training. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Yep. Where's the
Hello.
exit button? I'm looking for the exit button.
Hello,
Hey,
Silas.
Roylette.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
How are you?
Hey, Silas. I'm good, thank you.
That's good. That's good. Hey, Topeka.
I'm here.
How you doing,
I'm
young
here.
man?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing well, sir.
Hey, we looks like we're gonna get one or two people gonna pull the trigger tomorrow on that software, see if it works.
Oh, I want to know the updates. And by the way, my cousin Viv, she's so proud of herself. She bought her silver pack today.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
She been really sick, been in the hospital, had to go to the nursing home, just got home. First thing she did, she counted her money and said, I'm doing it.
That's good. That's good.
Yep.
Tell her I'm proud of her.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Take care, everybody. I'm out.
Good night.
Charlotte Queen, what's up, baby? Where did you go?